Hi guys, welcome to Simple Math. Today I will explain in this first video what bearings or what bearings are, right? What bearings are. First I will explain the theoretical part of bearings, and then I'm going to show you an example, a real example from IGCSE test. I will clarify that in this set of videos I won't use the scale drawing. I will solve exercises without scale, patterns, or conditions, okay? All right, let's begin. Bearings. I will read it like it is here. So you have now used scale drawings to find distances between objects and to measure angles, right? To measure angles, you use protractor usually. When you want to move from one position to another, you don't only need to know how far you have to travel, but you need to know the direction. So it's not only like, okay, I'm going to travel from this city to the other city. No, that is not enough. Sometimes we need to know the direction. So if that is to the north, the south, the east, the west, you know that? Do you understand what I mean? So sometimes we need to know the direction. One way of describing directions is the bearing. The description is used around the world. Especially in IGCSE test, you will find this topic and you will ask to solve some questions related to this topic, okay? So let's speak a little bit about bearing. How does a bearing look like? Okay, first this part. It says, the angle 118 is shown in the diagram. Is measured clockwise, as you see, is clockwise, yes, from the north direction, such as the angle is called a bearing, yes, so this angle is called a bearing. All bearings are measured clockwise from the north direction, yes, all of them clockwise all the time. Here the bearing of P from O is 118. I want you to identify this keyword. A bearing from of P from O is 118, okay? Otherwise, or on the other hand, if the angle is less than 100 degrees, like this one, 40 degrees, this is another bearing, you still use the three figures, so it is clear that you mean to use a bearing. So you, for IGCSE test, you don't write 40 degrees. You write three significant figures or three figures. Here, in this case, you write a 0 at the beginning, 0 and 40. Well, if it's more than 100, you could be like 130 degrees normally, all right? Okay, guys, I think now it's time to show you one exercise in this video, but I will record more videos. Actually, I have the videos. This is the first example. I'm going to teach you, or I will explain one exercise of bearings, all right? So you're welcome. Hi guys, welcome to Simple Math. This is the first video about bearings, yes? First, I'm going to explain what bearings are and how do we use that in real life situations. So now we're going to apply what we learned in the theory. It says calculate the bearing of P from E. So here we have to recognize two keywords. Well, remember that bearings are like vectors, and then a vector is a representation of object, is an object that represents a magnitude that has a sense, direction, and of course a quantity. Anyway, that is a physics concept, but that is not the most important point of this video. The most important point of this video is how to calculate the bearing according to IGCSE questions, right? So these are the two vectors that represents bearings. we need to get the bearing of one point from the other one. Here in the problem, we have two letters. We have the letter E and the letter P. Yes? And there are 2 points. 2 points in the universe, 2 points in the space. No, I'm kidding. 2 points, you can imagine 2 cities or something like that, okay? Here we have to recognize 2 important words. This is the first video, that's why I'm explaining step by step, okay? So it says, a bearing of P from E, of P from E. So I'm going to give you the steps. Step number 1 is you're going to draw a line from the point E that connects the point with the point P, okay? So I'm going to draw a line that connects the point E with the point B, like this, okay? But we have to do an extension, right? The line, this line, I will extend. All right, I will extend. In all the exercises, this is very important, to extend the line, all right? So now let's solve the problem. Which is the next step? To see from which point to which point is the bearing. The key word in all bearing exercises is the word from. It says, calculate the bearing of P from E. That means that we need to do an angle always in clockwise direction. So we do the angle until that angle touches the line that we drew before to connect the 2 points. If it touches the line, we stop. Yes? Now it's time to measure the angle. How do we measure? We take a protractor and then we measure. Yes? We locate the protractor like this. Yes? Try to be it in the center. Could be like this. And then we calculate the angle. So from 0 to 100. So this angle measurement is 100 degrees. Sorry. 100 degrees. And that's the answer, or that's the bearing of the exercise. This is the answer. All right, guys, thanks for watching this first video about bearings. I expect you continue watching the others to learn more things about bearings, okay? Thanks for watching Simple Math, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.